Well, as we're looking and I'm going crazy and it's sexy, women, men, hot, moment of peril. This is where all this comic book with the babes busting out of the ropes and Wu Chang, this character, was like going, yes, it's too late or something. And I'm like, and I'm walking around and here's the wonderful part, the diamond in the rough. And it's so weird how it drew me. There was a reflection on a pane of glass on one of these oil paintings way up high in this collection. I'm like, how come that one can't be seen? And however, it was the most pinnacle of them all. So I go over there, and here was this one scarred face, person of Asian ethnicity, very strong and powerful, holding a piece of rope attached to a cauldron. Another one like this, like looking down, and this cauldron of molten lead coming out of the lip of the cauldron on this beautiful woman in red, going, because she's about to lose her entire body and her face, because the next thing is this molten steel is going to evaporate her forever. She's like, like this, and way up high is this Asian villain, this Fu Manchuian type character looking over where these two frickin' frackies are doing this thing to destroy this woman, and all he's doing is like going like, and I was like, how powerful is that? And I said, turned to my friend John, I said, you know what, I'm going to recreate Fu Manchu, bring him back, I'm going to do these series of pictures, make him into oil paintings, I'm going to do a whole new thing, I'm going to try to do a stage piece, I'm going to do Fu Manchu and bring Fu Manchu back. There's your answer.
Oh, and you do it so brilliantly.
Well, you're so nice. And,
when
I invoke all my heroes in them. You see Karloff, you see Lugosi. But as William Patrick Maynard and Lawrence Knapp, thank you very much for your press and all your help in getting me out into the world, has finally said what that woman, casting agent, said in that office many years ago. I found my own voice. Mm-hmm. Because not only am I doing what I did and loving it, but also it's me as an actor. I have found my ground as an actor.
Well, and you stay so true to the character.
Well, thank you.
Because when I was little, I was a huge fan of Fu Manchu. And it's one of those things where on Saturday afternoons,
yes.
You know what I mean, you're on the couch and you're just eating cereal and watching TV. And I remember the old Fu Manchu, and I loved Fu Manchu.
It's fun,
and
yeah.
Other friends, they were outside playing or whatever, and they didn't, they liked the Godzilla. And
because you're glamorous. Because look at you, you're a glam gal.
I loved Fu Manchu, and so the first time I went to go see it was down in the Village, I think, and we saw it, and I was like, I knew it was going to be great, but in my head, I'm thinking, what's the take on it going to be? Because there's always seems like somebody puts a take on it, and yours was so true to the original character.
Well, thank you. And it was also very tenuous and very. I had to be very careful because, of course, it's no secret I'm this little Irish guy from Portland, Oregon. But yet, about your purpose and what you're doing with this is a big tenor in your whole finding what your own legend. I didn't see any red flags. My sole purpose and focus was, let's just do it. And most people will go, oh no, you can't do that, you're not Asian. Oh no, you're not. It's like, oh, like you can't do Fat Albert, you're not black. It's like, I don't see stop signs.
Well, see, and that's why this is so, with this, why I think I was drawn to you. When I came out to New York to study comedy, to be a comedian, everybody said, you can't do this, that you can't just you don't know anybody. Well, absolutely. I mean, I knew no one in New York City. Literally up and moved to the biggest city in the world because I knew if
That's
I
a hard
wanted
muscle
to be...
if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, well, I knew if I could do... I was doing comedy in Denver, but I had to be here.
Can I just intervene? I love your work. I think you're so funny and you're so pretty. Okay.
Thank you.
I had to do that.
But I totally derailed my train of thought. I keep looking at your tattoo.
No, but I will. But it's my bad. You were talking about when you first came here, and then everyone said no.
Oh, no, because you were saying about the stop signs. So you don't see stop signs, and I'm the same exact way. That I'm a big believer in that you create your own realities.
Right.
That there's many different dimensions at any one time that are in play, and we choose which dimension we're going to live in. Yes. I choose to reside in the dimension where I am on the track to being a famous entertainer. It may be stand-up comedy. It may be sketch. I don't know yet, but I know that that's where I'm choosing to be. And I refuse to see stop signs. I can't and don't really, are not even in my vocabulary.
Wow.
To where there's certain people around that tend to have negative, verbiage, and I'm like, stop.
Could it be also maybe just an instigation of enforcement to where you want to go, maybe too, perhaps?
No, I think
Alrighty then.
I want to show this. This is so awesome. Explain what this is.
Barbara, you are magical. You hit the bone of the primitive brain and everything. This is the beginning. So it was the beginning. So it was a work in progress. So what you see here is not what the power signs are now, but you see this is the nucleus. This was the primitive brain, if you will.
Right. But I see the music. I see the music represented, right?
Right. And this will actually, it's just it looks like that, but actually this is interesting, and it's all my symphony orchestra pieces are all right here. This is for Fu Manchu ring that I designed. It's an FM, but let's get back to this. This ring, this tattoo, this is supposed to be MQS. And what I do is I take your initials and I make a symbol. And this is what the power sign, this is also what I'm doing now to stay, where my focus is besides the acting. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, this is I take your initials and I make a symbol. And that's what this is. But I had to stop because it got a little too much, so basically I had to leave it, but it's my marker for what I'm doing in a kind of a ground of where to go. So this is M, Q, there's a Q in there, and this is an S for my middle name.
Which is?
Stephen.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I don't ever, that's funny, it's, it's Stephen, Michael Stephen McQuary. It's me. So that's that. This is for Fu Manchu. This is a tattoo for Fu Manchu. This is FM. Pardon me. And people look at this FM and they think it's funny because I feel like I always feel like I'm stupid, right? And I'm working on that. Everyone is, no one's perfect. But then people go, the F is backwards. And I go, remember when you were in grade school and above the chalkboard, in cursive script, you'd have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it was all very old, like from the 30s and 40s, but it was that same penmanship. Mm-hmm. The F, I'll do it this way since the camera's this way, the F was always that way, and it was always drawn like that. Mm-hmm. So I thought, as mysterious as Fu Manchu was, I would do the F backwards, or...
Yeah, no, that's how I remember
it. And people look at it, but when you write things now, it goes the other direction.
Right.
But anyway,
everything's backwards.
Everything's backwards. But sometimes that's a good forwards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you have some examples of power signs?
Yeah, I would love to
just to explain to people the power signs. Like you said, you take people's initials and you turn them into... In a sense of them, and the energy that's brought out through you as you're creating them. They're very powerful. I love mine.
Well, you have yours, and that's lovely. To continue with what you just lovely began as a curtain. The power signs it's your imprint, it's your essence of you, is what I call it. And it came out of me losing my day job, and again, John, my friend, said, you do these things, what are you going to do? I said, he goes, well, Michael, the power signs are really gorgeous. Why don't you focus on those and do them for people? A lot of extreme fighters, a lot of underground celebrities loved them. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to love them, and I'm going to love them more. Mm-hmm. And this is what this is. This is why we're here. Put all the focus on them, and it is working. It is working, and it's a clear sign of will. And what it is I take your initials, and I talk to either on the phone or via email. Tell me what makes your heart beat. I need to know what makes your heart beat. I just had this lady. It was lovely. I said, hi, tell me what makes your heart beat, what you love, and that's what I need to hear, and I need your initials. She said her daughter, music, and the surprise in life.
Oh, nice.
And I loved that. And so I took her initials and did her, did the music and thought of her daughter in a surprise dash. I have a lot of dashes. Saw it. She cried. She said, this is me. This is so me, thank you. And I take a chance. You got to take a chance, and and really believe in you. And if you feel that others don't, then you do. Then you believe in you, and others will believe in you. That's what I'm finding out.
See, that's the hardest lesson for me, is to let go of what I thought everybody else's approval had to be. Mm-hmm. Because again, coming out here, I had a few people that backed me on it, but the majority of people thought I was crazy, and you're going to come back with your tail between your legs.
But your energy is so good. See, that's what's
But see,
great.
Not everybody notices that. You know what I mean? They can see it as, like, growing up, looking back, I had a very strong energy. It was portrayed back to me as that I was rebellious. So it had this negative connotation of that I was a bad kid. So I followed that. They thought I was a bad kid, so I kind of, now looking back,
that's interesting to me. See, that's interesting, though. See, people see your story. It's interesting what your whole, people want to see that. Mm-hmm. So that's how they identify to themselves.
Right.
So.
Yep. So I would love for you to, tell me some of this. This place is just phenomenal. I mean, there's so many energies here. Is there, anything, just tell me about your place.
My place, the Palace of Power. I was a consultant. I can't really say his name because I realized, because I just think I should be respectful, which people would appreciate that. So when you work with me, you do get the James Bond, inner sanctum of promise that I do respect you. He was an ultimate fighter and a ninja in real life, and I thought that was attractive, and it was interesting. So, see, the fact that I don't say who it is, I could just say everything I feel about him. He came over here, and I was like, he came to the door in his ninja outfit, a real live ninja outfit with his eyes exposed. I was like, how did you get by? He goes, I did, because I said, right, because you're a ninja. So, came in, he sat down. He sat down on his knees, and I sat there with him for, I swear to you, had to be 12 hours. No bathroom, no water break. It was real classic shadow ninja mastery. And he said that I had an energy of a tiger spirit that his sensei master in Hong Kong said he would meet one day. And there's images of me on the web, and you can and on Facebook, whatever. And one of them is me as a phantom geisha from Sunset Salome, which was one of Norma Desmond's alter egos and the narrator of the opera, which I did. But he saw this image, and he goes, that's it. That's what this is the energy. And I just went with it. I said, oh yeah, oh cool, really? What do you see? He goes, I see the knowledge of answers. I see problems. And I said, right. I have lots of those. But let's go with this. Let's play with it, And I said, what? He said, but your place is the Palace of Power.